I think there's some female hanging in Muck's background. But anyway, we are Muck on the markets. And interesting day, Muck. Any thoughts?
I think it's a day that you need to, take if you have winners. I think you need to take them, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's been my strategy. I am really getting small, very small, very cash happy. Um, in useless U.S. dollars. What do you like, Muck?
I do like useless U.S. dollars, and just as I take it off mute, the phone rings. I can't catch a break today. Um, but I think I think being small is good right now. I'm getting small on my weight size. I'm getting small in my position sizes. I think just lightening up generally overall is a healthier way to live right now. I don't think
Well, aren't you getting ready for a big fight soon?
I mean, it's my lawyers and his lawyers. We're trying to work it out. I want 50% of the gate, and he wants to keep 67% of the gate. So we're negotiating down. I mean, it's gonna be a bigger fight than I think than Pacquiao Mayweather. I think this is what the people. I think this is what the people want to see.
Wow. I tell you, I think he's gonna. Honestly, Muck, as much as I love you, and I do love you, I think he's gonna kick your ass.
I am completely fine with that statement. It's not like I haven't had my ass kicked in the past. But I'm a scrappy fighter, so I just got to get if I can get one punch in there. If I can make it a brawl and not a boxing match, then I think I have the advantage. If I can get him out of his sweet science, then I think if I can make it a scrap, a hometown, like a back alley brawl, I think that's where the Muck Bear has the upper hand.
Well, Muck Bear, let's call the tale of the tape. Aren't you much smaller than him?
Uh, by about I would say about 5.5, 6 inches.
Wow. And isn't he kind of like? I mean, I listen to his nonsense all the time, and I like his nonsense, um, but he's a big dude. He's a big man, and kind of scrappy too.
I mean, I don't know about scrappy. I mean, if you want to say soft, I'll agree with that more than I would scrap. I mean, he lives the high life. He's living on the high rise living up in Chicago.
I
Eating
don't think he lives in Chicago. I think he lives outside of Chicago.
he's eating steaks. He's having a good time. I'm down here. I'm down here grinding it out in the gym every day. Working.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Don't you live in Orange County, California, on
No,
the beach?
I have moved. I have moved for my training. I have moved to the ghetto, and that's where I'm training, so I can be with my people, so I can fight against the rich aristocracy of the person that I'm fighting. I want to be with my people. I want to be the underdog. So I have moved. I have moved. I'm gonna
You
be there.
haven't moved. You haven't moved. I see the same background in your.
The background is fake. The background is fake. The background is not where I'm
All
where I'm
right, all right, all
where I'm
right. Let's get to markets. What do you see here, Mark? Interesting day. Well, not an interesting day. A very boring day, as far as I'm concerned. Any thoughts?
Um, I mean, it's an average day, but I mean, it's a solidly update, which I think is a good thing. I think now if you're gonna take your up days, you want to lighten up a little bit. Um, I'm still playing around with some Rite Aid here. Um, one of the things that I did want to talk about is uh, there's been a lot of controversy in the medical marijuana penny stock game. So I think you really need to do your homework on those stocks. Because two of them, one was a PHOT pot, and there was another one. It was like can. They were trading at pretty high rates, and then got halted and lost half their value, like almost 80% of their value. I mean, I know pot went from 50 cents down to 13 cents.
Are those
So
based in Colorado or not?
I know Grow Life, which is a PHOT, they do a lot of the selling of stuff for growing of the medical marijuana and everything like that. But I think you need to, I mean, you always got to do research, right? You just can't buy something because it's going up for no reason. You know, there has to be important things behind why you're doing it, especially if it's a small stock. I mean, you got to be wary. You know, any stock under $5, I always tell people, you better know the stock better than the people who own the company. You got to do your research because, I mean, a lot of that stuff can be manipulated. You know, you're never sure when news will come out. There's a lot of things that you can get hurt on. So,
You know, Muck, no one manipulates me.
manipulates.
You don't know where
Manipulates.
that comes from? You don't
No.
know the. Anyway, look at Al Sharpton.
Okay. Okay. Um,
Tawana Brawley.
but I think, you know, I think that people are still kind of, you know, not doing so much research out there. You have to do research. So that's kind of me on a little soapbox there. So I'll get off that.
All right. Well,
Um,
let's go back. Let's go back to some of your items that you've mentioned in the past. Whether you want to do GE, Rite Aid, Ford, BAC, Priceline, Cat.
I was thinking about talking to a little Ford and talking to a little BAC here. Um, as you can see, Ford has been way beaten down. I'm gonna bring that up on a daily chart right now. Uh, uh, but I still think if I'm gonna own an automaker, I want to I would like to own Ford more than anything else. Then that I think BAC is still a great company.
A great company.
Yeah, I think. I mean, if you look at if you take BAC, right, which is right here, right, and you get rid of the crap Merrill Lynch, and you get rid of the countrywide crap and the WAMU crap. I
You
think.
mean everything that Ken Lewis added to the company?
Well, but I mean, he was forced to add a lot of it. He was
Well,
forced to add countrywide.
no, that's not exactly
Oh,
true.
it's not
You
exactly
are now
true.
playing in my wheelhouse here, Mock, because BAC was actually the prime mover of my family's income for about a 2-year period, and frankly, you know, BAC was looking at adding Merrill Lynch and by their druthers added Countrywide, which was a absolute piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean I don't know. Some people will say they were for. Some people will say they weren't. They did it by themselves. I think there was a implicit backing by a certain government agency that said you really should do this, and you other banks should do this, and you know, I think just if you just look at Bank of America, I think it's a great company. Now you just have to get rid of the shit that's surrounded it. Just like GE, I think GE is a great company that's trying to get rid of the stuff that's really pulling it down, like the finance stuff and. GE spinning that off.
The finance stuff that was generating all the revenue for the company for about 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
All the Jack Welch shit.
Yeah. But if you look at it, they were generating a good deal of revenues, right? But they were taking way more substantial risk than the jet engine part, the train, the energy services stuff, which still generated phenomenal amount of money, with little to no risk. You don't
So,
build.
so you're hoping for a war? Is that what it is, Buck?
Um, I mean I think that's a politically incorrect thing. I don't think anybody wishes war to be out there. Um, it, if I mean if a war did come, I think we would see a dramatic stock market rally. Um,
More dramatic than we've had?
yeah, especially if it's I mean if the Ukrainians and the Russians really go at this, I mean that's a lot. I mean that brings in NATO. I mean that kicks everybody's economy into high gear.
Well. First off, let's be real about the war situation here. Um, Putin and his gang have backed off. First off, walking into the Ukraine is about that. It's about walking into the Ukraine. It's not about battling NATO. Let's put that aside. Now, whether Poland gets involved or whether Putin moves on other NATO fronts is a whole other matter. But to me, that's fanciful.
I mean, look, if everybody could just put away their nuclear weapons and we can have, an old school, a fixed, a fixed battle kind of war, I think that would be a lot. I think that would be a lot better. I don't. I'm definitely not in favor of war with nuclear weapons. I don't think the stock market will rally at that point.
No, you want like just like low grade mustard gas or something like that.
Yeah, can we just get like a little World War II action, maybe
How about
Iran,
World War One, Muck?
even better, like trench warfare where no one got out of their trenches and stuff like that. I mean, like I said, I'm not pro war, or I'm just pro. I don't know. Let's do something. It's everything's gotten so stagnant and stale lately. You know.
Well, I have not touched anything today. I don't even think I moved anything today. Anything you're moving or looking at?
I've been selling cat into this cat rip. I think
I was very positive on that about a week ago.
I think it was about like a couple weeks ago, and it was below. I mean, it was when cat was below 100. It's 105 right now. I think cat was in the 90s, and I was, wanting a long cat, and we did. Right now I'm selling a portion of it. I'll probably end up selling about 5% of the stake that we have right about now. In this 105 to maybe 109 range, if it goes up more, and then hope for something stupid to happen with mining or our Caterpillar, and hopefully it comes back down again, and I can buy some more.
I mean, what are the fundamentals of that stock? I have not really spent any time with it in about 4 years.
But the fundamentals. It depends on how you want to look at it. The fundamentals can be really bad if you think that their only growth area is in China. If you think that their only growth is in China and that kind of sector, China's slowing down. So I don't, but my fundamental thesis on it is that America is going to spend on infrastructure, and they're going to spend it with cat, and they're going to spend it with deer, but they're going to mostly buy cat stuff. So, looking at it that way, I think no one's really, value it,
Well,
I think
I
completely
guess
undervalued.
your timeline is more than 3 years out because Obama is getting nothing.
Well, I mean, no, it doesn't matter what Obama does. A lot of counties have, tried to put people to work by rebuilding roads and stuff like that, and especially around Orange County, I'm seeing brand new cat tractors, graders, siders, steamrollers that look to be, a year, 6 months old. So those had to be bought from somewhere. So, And the good thing was, and the good thing I like about Cat and I like about GE and GE's core businesses is you don't build a $500,000 tractor on spec. GE doesn't build uh, railway trains and jet engines on spec. They get an order in and they're like, okay, this company needs this. That's what we're building. They don't.
Well, I mean, I will tell you unequivocally, some of the brightest people I've met were senior people. Well, they were junior people when they left, but senior people that were former GE people. Absolute geniuses.
Yeah, I like GE. I'm not. I mean, I'm not
Not
a
tell me
six.
this is like us, Muck.
I'm not a Six Sigma black belt or anything, but I mean,
My wife is though.
I, I like to think that I'm a smart dude occasionally. Um, but
Do you have a date tonight? What is with your look today?
what my
You're looking clean. You
I got
look
a haircut.
washed.
I had a date on
You got your
Monday. I
hair
had a
gel in.
haircut.
What the hell's going on here?
I just got a haircut. I had a date on Monday, so I shaved on Monday and got a haircut. And I mean, I'm definitely not clean and washed. I just got back from the gym. I just, this is just, this is what I look like when I wake up in the morning. It's not my fault. I'm young. I'm attractive. I mean,
But you're a towering 5'9", from what I understand.
5'10". I don't know who's cutting that inch off me, but I have a feeling. I have a feeling who it is. He just wants to make himself sound bigger. I mean, we all can't be 6'6", and I think it's like 340.
Oh, oh, well, with that, Muck, we're just gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it here. We look forward to KRS feeling better and coming to join us on Friday. Thank you so much, Muck. Great broadcast, and we will see you on Friday.